The rise in sea level, specifically how there's a Doomsday glacier in Antarctica that's a ticking time bomb.
The glacier is cracking, and scientists want to know why. A research team drilled a hole in the glacier and sent a robot to see what's happening beneath the ice.
Beneath the 600 meters of ice below me is the most important point of all, the point at which the ice meets the ocean water.
Antarctica, colder than your freezer, hides dangers and ancient secrets under its vast ice layers. Once alive like Naples, it's now a silent, icy wasteland where temperatures drop to -78 degrees Fahrenheit. What shocking discoveries are waiting in the ice? Join us as we uncover the most intriguing secrets of Antarctica revealed in 2024. The Doomsday Glacier. Despite this harsh environment, the ice has kept a hidden history, some as old as the Earth itself. Recent explorations have uncovered this frozen past, revealing surprising facts about our planet and giving clues about possible future dangers. This frozen continent doesn't just hold pieces of its green past. It also acts as a natural storage for secrets buried under its cold surface. These discoveries are important because they offer a peek into ancient ecosystems and provide crucial data that could help predict and avoid future global disasters. One big concern is the rising sea levels that could flood large areas and force millions of people to move. But this isn't the only problem. The southernmost point of Earth, often thought of as an unreachable place with extreme conditions, has been mapped more thoroughly than ever before, thanks to new technology and determined scientists. These new maps of the Southern Ocean show features of the seabed that were hidden under miles of ice, opening new areas for research and discovery. This information is crucial for understanding the geological history of Antarctica and how it affects global climate and sea levels. So, as we uncover more ice layers, we also uncover Earth's history, each layer telling a story of climate changes, ancient life, and the dynamic processes that have shaped our planet. These insights are key to preparing for a future where the impacts of climate change are becoming clearer and potentially more destructive. But this wasn't the most surprising part. What lies frozen in the southern ice is even more concerning. Movies often imagine prehistoric monsters trapped in the polar ice, but the real threat isn't mythical beasts, it's the ice itself. Take Thwaites Glacier, for example, ominously called the Doomsday Glacier. Located in Antarctica, Thwaites has earned this scary nickname not just because of its massive size, but because it could dramatically raise global sea levels if it melts significantly. This glacier's instability is not just a dramatic story in our planet's climate saga, but a direct threat to coastal communities around the world. Understanding this icy giant is a critical task for scientists and policymakers. As we continue to uncover the secrets of this icy and watery world, what we find could shape how we deal with rising sea levels and changing climates. Every bit of information we get from this chilly landscape is crucial for our future. But here's the thing. The challenges we face are even bigger than we thought. Our survival might depend on the discoveries we make here. If the huge glacier breaks off, it could cause sea levels to rise more than 10 feet. This would lead to massive tsunamis, causing destruction worldwide. Robots sent to examine the glacier's base have come back with bad news. The glacier is barely stable, holding on by a thread. The danger of a disaster is closer than we thought, driven by rapid ice melting. For those who doubt global warming, this threat is a clear sign that we need to change how we think. The ocean could rise quickly, potentially flooding entire communities. But that's not the worst part. This threat is highlighted by surprising temperature increases at the poles. This year, the South Pole recorded temperatures 8.6 degrees Fahrenheit above average. And it's not just Antarctica. The Arctic has also warmed by 6 degrees. These changes are worrying because the polar regions usually have distinct seasonal patterns. This unusual warming at both poles shows the serious and global nature of climate change, affecting ecosystems and human communities. However, the problem goes beyond just temperature. The warming at both poles signals major disruptions that could have widespread effects. This is a critical reminder that climate change is not just a future issue. It's happening now and affecting our planet in unexpected ways. As winter tightens its grip on the southern pole, Antarctica undergoes an amazing transformation. While the northern hemisphere starts to warm up, the southern ice shelves begin their yearly freeze. This brings up an important question. Are we seeing a big environmental change? This cold land, a new discovery, brings to mind stories of lost cities like Atlantis. But instead of an ancient city, researchers have found something else deep under the ocean, near the Weddell Sea. It's a living city made of ice fish. This huge area, about 93 square miles, has around 60 million nests. Each nest holds about 1,700 eggs, carefully guarded by the ice fish. But this isn't the most surprising part. Each ice fish acts like a farmer, watching over their eggs. Yet this peaceful scene is also a hunting ground. Weddell seals who live in these icy waters see this city as a buffet. They come to eat the ice fish and their eggs, showing the harsh reality of survival under the ice. Under the massive ice sheets of East Antarctica, another wonder is hidden. Lake Snow Eagle, buried 2 miles beneath the ice, is as big as a city. It's been cut off from the rest of the world for thousands of years. This lake might hold important clues about our planet's climate history and how life can survive in extreme conditions. But this isn't the end of the story. These icy discoveries, both on and below the surface, not only teach us more about Antarctica's ecosystems, but also highlight the bigger issue of ice melting and climate change. As we explore these frozen areas, every new finding helps us understand Earth's complex systems better. Antarctica holds more surprises that change what we know about the world. Beneath Antarctica's icy veil, hidden lakes and rivers. In the remote areas of Antarctica, scientists have found something amazing. A hidden lake under the ice, now called Lake Snow Eagle. This lake is huge, covering 143 square miles. It's believed to be what's left of a river system from 34 million years ago, making the stuff beneath the ice even older than the ice itself. This ancient water body raises big questions about the area's geological and climate history. But that's not all. Using special radar on planes, scientists have found a giant underground river flowing beneath 4 different ice masses. This river stretches almost 300 miles, longer than the Thames. It runs through an area bigger than France and Germany combined, more than twice the size of Texas. This river is pulling ice from this large region, which can have serious effects on global sea levels. The existence of this underground river suggests a major change in Antarctica's ice dynamics. If this area melts because of global warming, sea levels around the world could rise by 14.1 feet. This wouldn't just change shorelines. It could cause huge problems worldwide, affecting millions of people and significantly altering our climate and ecosystems. The discovery of Lake Snow Eagle and the massive underground river system shows how closely Earth's climate system and its geological features are connected. It reminds us of the big changes that can happen over long periods and the possible future impacts of climate change. This new knowledge calls for more study and urgent action from the global community to understand and possibly reduce the effects of these hidden ice-bound giants. NASA's Opportunity rover did something amazing on Mars. It found jarosite. On Earth, jarosite is usually found in piles of leftover rock from mining. These piles form jarosite when they come into contact with air and rain. It's interesting enough to find it on Earth, but discovering it on Mars, a planet without liquid water, was even more exciting. Scientists started to think that jarosite on Mars might have come from huge ice deposits that once covered the planet billions of years ago. This idea was new and hadn't been seen anywhere else in our solar system, making Mars a special case. The findings suggested Mars had a much wetter and more active past than we thought. But this wasn't the most surprising part. The story took another twist when jarosite was found in Antarctica. It was discovered in a 1,620-meter-long ice core, which is like a frozen history book of Earth's climate. Finding this yellow-brown mineral in such an unexpected place hinted that its formation process might be similar on both Earth and Mars, involving dust trapped in ice. Learning about how jarosite forms on Earth helps scientists understand Mars better, especially its ancient glaciers. These glaciers could have shaped the Martian landscape, carving valleys and altering its surface. This knowledge might also hint at conditions that could have supported life on Mars, suggesting that life could have existed in environments influenced by glaciers. But this isn't where the story ends. Comparing findings from Earth and Mars can teach us a lot more. It suggests that Earth and Mars might share some geological history, changing how we think about planetary evolution. Studying jarosite on both planets helps bridge the gap between them, offering clues about environments that could support life beyond Earth. This research isn't just about finding alien life. It's about expanding our understanding of life in all its forms, even those we haven't discovered yet on Earth. This year's discoveries are revealing more about our solar system's history, connecting the stories of its planets in fascinating ways. But this wasn't the most surprising part. The discovery makes us wonder what else might live in these unexplored depths. The presence of these tiny creatures suggests that there might be bigger, possibly even monster-like beings that have adapted to the harsh conditions of the abyss. The idea of encountering such creatures, or worse, them finding us, adds an exciting but also scary element to exploring these remote, underwater worlds. Another exciting moment came when NASA's Terra satellite took pictures of the area, giving a bigger picture of the important findings below. This exploration not only reveals the mysterious life forms in the Antarctic depths, but also raises new questions about the complex ecosystems that exist far from human view. More trouble is brewing as the camera caught an image of A-76a, the world's largest iceberg, drifting in the Drake Passage. This place is known as the Green Mile of glaciers. Icebergs that go into its waters are quickly pulled east by strong currents, and then pushed north into warmer waters where they melt away. A-76a is huge, about 84 miles long and 16 miles wide. It has just started its journey away from the icy land of Antarctica. As we watch it move, we wonder what changes it will go through. The passage will push the iceberg with strong currents and finally take it into warmer waters where it will melt. This shows how our planet is always changing, and even the biggest icebergs can't escape nature's forces. But this isn't the worst part. As A-76a moves through these dangerous waters, its future is uncertain, reminding us of how the Earth's surface is always being reshaped. As the story unfolds, a large object is about to sink into the ocean. The warning to meet its watery grave hints at its inevitable submersion. In the middle of this, a call to action rings out urgently. "Noah, prepare that boat, please." This plea highlights the need for readiness in the face of an impending disaster. Much like the ancient tales of arks saving life from floods, the narrative soon shifts to a modern discovery called €1,000,000 DNA, reflecting its huge monetary and scientific value. This wasn't a result of careful planning. Instead, it was a happy accident, something the painter Bob Ross would call a happy little accident. Such unplanned discoveries are as old as our early human ancestor, Homo erectus, linking us back to the beginnings of mankind. From Antarctica to Mars, unexpected links keep emerging. The secrets of ancient DNA in the icy depths. This ancient DNA was found unexpectedly while routine samples from the seafloor in the Scotia Sea were collected. The simplicity of the procedure hides the profound impact of the discovery, connecting our prehistoric past with the present day. Now, scientists are deeply involved in research, trying to identify the type of ancient microbes this DNA might belong to. This exploration takes us back to a time when Earth's climate was very different, offering a unique glimpse into the microbial life that once existed. Each piece of genetic material is like a clue in a grand puzzle, shedding light on the complex web of life that has evolved on our planet. The temperature on Earth has been going up steadily. Recently, scientists found DNA that might help us understand how human-caused global warming affects our ecosystems. This important DNA discovery could help us understand and maybe even lessen the environmental problems we face today. The cold, icy land of Antarctica, new discoveries are made each year. Did we miss any big discoveries from Antarctica this year? If you know of any, please share in the comments. And remember, thanks for following Fact Nominal. Your support helps us explore these important topics even more. But here's the kicker. This isn't the worst part. As the temperature rises, the effects on our planet are becoming more severe. Our ecosystems are changing in ways we can hardly keep up with. This DNA discovery is just a small piece of a much bigger puzzle that we need to solve. Staying informed about what's happening in places like Antarctica is more important than ever. Your insights can make a big difference, so don't hesitate to share what you know. And thank you for being part of the Fact Nominal community. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these crucial issues. Let's journey more than 1,600 feet beneath the Antarctic ice. Here, scientists have discovered a hidden world completely cut off from ours. This underground river is a secret treasure lying under the huge Larsen ice shelf, a massive, floating ice mass on the eastern side of the Antarctic Peninsula. In 2021, when part of this ice shelf broke off, creating the largest iceberg ever recorded, the world's attention turned to this distant area. After this dramatic event, researchers studying satellite images spotted something unusual near where the ice shelf meets the continent. They found a subsurface river. Driven by a desire to learn more, a team set out on an ambitious project. They drilled through the ice, a challenging task that took them down about 1,640 feet. What they found was amazing. When they broke through the last layer of ice, they entered a vast network of dark, jagged caves. This hidden world was full of life, with species never seen by humans before. The isolation of these caves has allowed a unique ecosystem to grow, one that has evolved without light and in very different conditions from the surface. But this wasn't the most surprising part. This discovery also changes our understanding of life on Earth and opens up new ideas for studying how life might exist in similar extreme environments on other planets. The toughness and adaptability of these creatures give us valuable clues about the potential for life in places like the subglacial lakes on Mars or the deep oceans under the icy crust of Jupiter's moon Europa. Every new finding in this hidden ecosystem is a vital piece of the puzzle in our ongoing quest to understand life's limits and possibilities. It's a clear reminder of how much more there is to explore right here on Earth. This discovery is not just about the excitement of finding the unknown, but also about deepening our understanding of life's incredible adaptability. But that's not all. This discovery shows us that our planet still holds many secrets. Even in the most remote and harsh places, life finds a way to thrive. It's a humbling and inspiring reminder of the resilience of life. The scientists were thrilled by this discovery, their excitement clear as they realized the importance of what they had found. However, the single drilled hole through which they saw this busy life was just a small peek into what could be a vast and unexplored underwater world. The idea that this hidden water could have more such creatures, or even species unknown to science, is very exciting. It makes them dream of future explorations that could reveal more about this icy underwater world. But this wasn't the only surprising discovery in Antarctica. The waters are also seeing the return of fin whales, seen in large groups for the first time in nearly 50 years. Scientists from the Alfred Wegener Institute for Polar and Marine Research documented this important event. It shows that fin whales, which are the second largest whales after blue whales, might be coming back from the edge of extinction. Fin whales have been hunted heavily since humans first started venturing into the seas, almost disappearing by 1976. Seeing these amazing creatures again in Antarctic waters suggests that their population is recovering. This reappearance is a sign of hope and resilience, showing nature's ability to bounce back and highlighting the ongoing efforts to protect and respect our planet's incredible biodiversity. Commercial whaling was finally banned, giving hope to Antarctica's marine life. Many people worried that the whaling industry had destroyed whale populations beyond repair. However, recent observations bring good news about these amazing sea giants. Whales are huge and take a long time to grow up. Because of this, it took almost 50 years for the young whales born after the ban to grow up and start having babies. Antarctica's past shows incredible stories of life and change. The Belgica's tragic winter. This new generation of whales has led to an incredible comeback. Scientists and filmmakers today have seen up to 150 fin whales gathering in their old feeding grounds. These numbers are higher than any seen in recent history. But this isn't just about more whales. It's a sign that the entire ecosystem might be recovering. We don't know the full impact yet, but the early signs are very positive. This change brings hope, not just for fin whales, but for all marine life in the area. It marks a big step towards ecological recovery and balance. However, the story doesn't end here. There are still challenges to overcome. The marine ecosystem is delicate, and continued efforts are needed to ensure this positive trend continues. The future looks hopeful, but it will take ongoing work to fully restore the balance and health of Antarctica's marine life. This marked the start of a tough winter for the crew. They were not ready for the harsh conditions, with inadequate clothing and not enough food. As the temperatures dropped, they had to hunt local wildlife, like penguins and seals, to survive. But as the cold worsened, these animals moved away, leaving the men alone in a frozen landscape with dwindling supplies. But this wasn't the worst part. The sun disappeared for nearly a month, starting from May 17th, plunging the crew into complete darkness. This constant night took a huge mental toll as the men faced the reality of their isolation and uncertain survival in one of the harshest places on Earth. As the months dragged on, the crew had to deal not only with the freezing temperatures and lack of food, but also with the mental strain of their situation. Every day was a battle against the elements outside and the despair growing within. This experience tested their endurance and courage, cementing their place in history as they faced the extreme conditions of the Antarctic. As scurvy took hold, the crew's spirits dropped drastically. The men's health got worse, and some began to lose their sanity. During this tough time, Lieutenant Danko passed away from a heart condition on June 5th. Around the same time, a few crew members, having lost all sense, decided to leave the ship. They claimed they would walk back to Belgium, a clear sign of their deteriorating mental state. Months dragged on, and by January 1899, the Belgica was still trapped by the relentless ice of Antarctica. The idea of spending another year in the frozen wasteland filled the men with dread. In a desperate attempt to break free, they used explosives to carve a path through the ice to a small area of open water. After a grueling month of hard work, the crew managed to free the ship. They navigated through the icy waters and began their dangerous journey back home, barely holding on after the terrible ordeal. But this wasn't the end of the strange events. In a separate incident, a peculiar disk was found embedded in the ice of Antarctica. This discovery caught the attention of enthusiasts around the world. Scott Waring, a popular YouTube personality known for his extraterrestrial theories, was the one who brought it to light. This find sparked a wave of curiosity and speculation among his audience and beyond, all eager to uncover the origin and nature of this odd disk found in such a remote place. The cold, icy world of Antarctica, something strange caught everyone's eye. Recent pictures from space showed a giant, disc-shaped object that was hidden under layers of ice. Because the ice has shifted, this object has come to the surface for possibly the first time in many years. The details are still unclear because the pictures aren't very clear, but one enthusiast, Scott Waring, thinks this is no ordinary ice chunk. He believes it's a massive, perfectly round, 120-foot wide disk, and he's convinced it's a UFO. Waring speculates that it might be an alien spaceship that crashed and got buried in the ice for thousands of years. But this isn't the only strange thing about Antarctica. Another amazing discovery reveals more of its unusual history. In the same harsh, cold environment, a fossil of a terror bird was found. This is a big deal because it shows one of the most powerful predators that lived after the dinosaurs died out. This fossil, from 50 million years ago, belonged to a pelagornithid, a bird with an incredible 18-foot wingspan. These giant birds would have ruled their habitat, much like how eagles hunt small animals today. Back then, Antarctica wasn't the frozen desert it is now. It was a lush, green place full of life, perfect for these huge birds. This discovery gives us clues about Antarctica's past climate and ecosystem, showing a world very different from what we see now. But the story doesn't end here. These findings not only spark curiosity about ancient times, but also hint at more hidden secrets under the ice. Who knows what other surprises Antarctica has in store for us? Ancient Antarctica reveals more about Earth's history and climate. Prehistoric life revealed. The distant past, Antarctica wasn't the icy wasteland we know today. Instead, it was a warm, lively place similar to the Caribbean, full of different prehistoric creatures. It was home to enormous birds, so large that there must have been plenty of food for them, indicating a complex life system with thousands of animal species. These giant birds ruled the land for ages. Experts at the University of California believe that species like the pelagornis grew huge to dominate the southern oceans. They ruled for millions of years, and now, their remains lie buried under Antarctica's thick ice. As the climate changes and the ice slowly melts, scientists are hopeful about finding more of these ancient creatures. They aim to discover larger specimens of these prehistoric birds to learn more about the ecosystem of that time. But that's not the only exciting part. The Antarctic Peninsula, one of the fastest warming places on Earth, hides secrets under its melting glaciers. The Thwaites Glacier and the Pine Island Glacier, both massive and shrinking quickly, are revealing wonders that have been hidden for ages. On February 24, 2020, scientists exploring near Pine Island Bay found a previously unknown island. This small island, about 350 meters long, is slowly coming out from under the ice, showing its dry, brown, volcanic granite surface. Once part of a huge reef system, this island, now named Sif Island, hints at a hidden geological past, revealing its secrets as the surrounding ice melts away. Named after a Norse goddess, this region in Antarctica is believed to be very important for researchers. By exploring this fascinating island, scientists hope to learn more about Antarctica's hidden history. They aim to uncover the ancient coastal ecosystem and maybe even find species that once lived on this remote island. The unique preservation of these penguins helps scientists understand the extreme conditions and survival challenges faced by wildlife in Antarctica. And there's more to discover as each step reveals new secrets about this icy continent. The icy wilderness of Antarctica, where strong winds and freezing temperatures dominate, many penguins come to breed every season. Among the various wildlife in this harsh landscape, 5 of the 18 known penguin species call this continent home. Additionally, 4 species live on the nearby subantarctic islands. In one particularly desolate area, researchers found a chilling sight: numerous mummified penguin remains scattered across the land. This discovery immediately raised questions about what happened to these penguins. It seemed like the penguins had died in a massive disaster. The scene suggested a large-scale death event, but no clear cause was obvious. The mystery deepened when scientists noticed that this wasn't the only time this had happened. In September 2020, a group from the University of North Carolina found another cluster of preserved penguin bodies. This time, the remains had become visible because the ice had melted, revealing what used to be a busy nesting site for Adelie penguins. So what catastrophic event could have wiped out these colonies so completely and so quickly? Researchers know that penguins have lived in this part of Antarctica for thousands of years. But the repeated mass die-offs were confusing, with no clear answers from scientists. But this wasn't the worst part. Further investigations showed that these events weren't just historical or isolated incidents. The pattern of sudden and severe population declines hinted at an ongoing problem that affected not only ancient penguin populations, but also their modern descendants. Despite years of research, the exact cause of these mass deaths remained unknown, puzzling those who study this remote and harsh region. Adding to the mystery, a strange discovery was made by NASA's Operation Icebridge in 2019 beneath the Thwaites Glacier. This finding only added more questions about the icy continent's mysterious events. The far reaches of West Antarctica, explorers found a huge underground cavern about the size of Manhattan. This cavern, hidden under layers of ice, is a warm, cave-like oasis. NASA scientists discovered this giant hollow during a routine survey using radar technology. Located between the icy surface and the rocky ground below, this air pocket is surprisingly warm, creating a scene that looks like a magical icy world with glowing blue crystal formations. But the beauty of this cavern hides a serious problem. The warm air inside makes the surrounding ice melt faster, threatening the stability of the glacier above. This melting process is much quicker than scientists first thought. As the cavern grows, the ice melts even faster. If this continues, it could lead to disastrous results, including the loss of many lives. Experts warn that if the glacier keeps melting at this rate, not only will it vanish, but it could also cause nearby glaciers to melt quickly, leading to a dramatic rise in global sea levels, up to 10 feet. Switching to another fascinating aspect of Antarctica, the continent is also home to an incredible number of space rocks. In 1912, the Adeliland meteorite was discovered, kicking off a collection of over 45,000 meteorites from this icy land. These space rocks give us unique insights into the makeup and history of our solar system. Antarctica's cold, dry, and stable environment is perfect for preserving these celestial fragments, making it a key site for studying meteorites. These discoveries help us understand more about the universe and the early conditions of our solar system, showing just how scientifically important this icy continent is. As we consider the fate of Antarctica and its scientific treasures, one must ask, are we doing enough to protect this critical environment? Leave a comment and subscribe for more.